Good afternoon. I'm Raquel Regalado, your Miami Dade County School Board member for District 6. Today we had a very interesting meeting, and I wanted to speak to you about 3 agenda items in particular. The first agenda item is H8, which was proposed by Board Member Marta Perez. This issue is interesting because, as you know, at the county and city levels, we've been discussing severance packages, vacation time, and sick leave. But I want to take this opportunity to explain a little how our system works. As you know, I was quoted and did support this agenda item, but I wanted it to be comprehensive, and I wanted to take this opportunity to explain what I mean by comprehensive. There are different classes of employees in our system, and it's important to know that there are some that changes cannot be made to their packages because of union negotiations. So the information that Dr. Perez is requesting should be including all our classes of employees, not just those that are not protected by union contracts. Specifically, I want this to cover our teachers and other issues and other contracts that we've negotiated, knowing that, however, we can make very few changes in those contracts until they come up again for renegotiation. At this point, we're only asking for information. We've asked our employees to make a lot of sacrifices in the last few years, and I think that it's important that we consider that before asking them to make some more. Specifically, the classes that would be exempt from the negotiations, the labor negotiations, would be our MEPs and CEPs. For those of you within the system, you understand what those classifications mean. But if you heard it when we were discussing the item and wondered what is an MEP and a CEP is a confidential exempt employee. It's a class of about 200 people who are mainly secretarial. Our MEPs, however, are our administrators at the school site mainly. There are 1,400, the majority of which are at school sites, and those are our principals and assistant principals. Our principals and assistant principals have worked very hard in our system and have also received several cuts because they are not protected by union status. And I wanted to ensure that when we ask for information regarding vacation days and sick days, we get information on everyone and not just our MEPs and CEPs. I also wanted to take the opportunity to thank my principals and assistant principals for the work that they've been doing this summer. Many of them have been manning the phones all alone in their schools, most of which have been closed. And I wanted to thank them for being accessible to the public and to parents throughout this summer vacation, and also wish them well as we together prepare for an upcoming school year. This is just the beginning of this discussion, but I also wanted to clarify the issue of severance. Severance is included in the title. However, there are only 3 employees in our entire system that would be entitled to severance pay, and that would be our contracted employees. That is the superintendent, our school board attorney, and our chief financial auditor. Those contracts are currently not up for renegotiation and do not include severance packages unless they are dismissed by the board. We'll also be discussing that when we get the final results from staff regarding this agenda item. For those of you that are interested in how much we spend on sick days and vacation days when our employees leave the system, you can expect more information on this agenda item in particular in October of this year. The other agenda items that I wanted to discuss are the ones that I proposed this meeting. The first one is H21, which has to do with committees. And I really wanted to take this opportunity to ask all of you that are listening and watching to consider joining our school board committees. Call my office or call the office of the representative of your area. We have several committees, and the reason that I brought this agenda item was to ensure that we have a diversity of perspectives in those committees. We want parents, teachers, and residents to participate and tell us what they think that we should be doing, and this is a wonderful opportunity. What I proposed is a restriction on residency so that everyone in these committees has to be a resident of Miami-Dade County. Also, I'm proposing a limitation on how many committees different people can be on so that we have the type of diversity that I think is important. And then there's some issues with conflict of interest that I think that for legal reasons we should include in our committee system. I was actually surprised that we didn't already have these provisions, since most counties and cities already have these and have had these in the books for decades. But I'm glad that the board is considering making these changes and ensuring that our committees are diverse and provide us, Miami-Dade County School Board members, with a wide array of perspectives as to what your concerns are. Finally, I want to talk about public access, which is H20. this is something that I think is really important, and a report that will service all our school board members. We're going to be discussing public access by residents, by students, and also reciprocal use agreements, so that we can use our facilities to the fullest and we could save our principals some money, and therefore they can ensure that they have the after-school activities that our parents and our students are used to. In particular, I've been working with Coral Gables Senior High, and it's been very successful. I'm going to be doing it at other schools, and wanted the opportunity for staff to educate other board members on what they could do proactively to ensure access to our facilities. Thank you very much for watching, and again, please call our office if you need anything or have any questions regarding our school system, and we look forward to hearing from you as we get ready for August 22nd. Buenas tardes, le habla Raquel Regalado. Gracias por estar en sintonía hoy. Yo soy la representante del distrito número 6 en el Buró de Escuela. Hoy quiero tomar la oportunidad para hablarle a ustedes sobre varios temas que hemos discutido en esta nuestra reunión. La primera es sobre H8, que es lo que propuso la doctora Marta Pérez. Esto es un tema que ha sido muy candente en muchas áreas, específicamente en el condado y en la ciudad de Miami, pero quería aclarar algunos puntos, que esto tiene que ver con el pedido de información. Estamos pidiéndole al superintendente que nos dé a nosotros información sobre cuáles empleados tienen pago de vacaciones y de días que no laboraron, y cuánto dinero gasta el sistema en esto. Pero yo he pedido que esto sea para todos los empleados y no exclusivamente para esos que no están representados por las uniones. Esto es algo que es un poco complejo, ya que nosotros tenemos diferentes clases de empleados, específicamente los MEPs, que son nuestros administradores, la mayoría en las escuelas, que son como 1,400, y nuestros CEPs, que es la clase de personas que trabajan en la oficina, que son confidenciales. Estos son dos grupos que no son protegidos por los contratos de las uniones, y por eso yo he pedido que si se va a dar información sobre estos dos grupos, que también consideremos lo que hemos negociado con las uniones y lo que podemos negociar en el futuro. Yo creo que esto es un ejercicio importante para discutirlo, pero uno que tenemos que estar al tanto de informar al pueblo correctamente. También quiero hablarles sobre las propuestas que yo he hecho. El H21 es una propuesta para asegurar que vamos a tener diferentes puntos de vista en nuestros comités, y que los miembros de nuestros comités sean claros residentes del condado de Miami-Dade. Yo espero que todos ustedes que están escuchando, que quieran participar en los comités del Buró de Escuelas, llamen a nuestras oficinas y nos digan que quieren servir. Tenemos muchos comités y una gran necesidad para tener diferentes puntos de vista de nuestra comunidad, no solamente padres y estudiantes, pero también residentes en general. Finalmente, le quería hablar sobre la H20. Creo una propuesta que tiene que ver con el uso de nuestras facilidades. Nosotros, como ustedes saben, tenemos varias escuelas que el público puede visitar, y son escuelas que muchas tienen acceso al público, pero esto es un pedido para que el superintendente nos dé a nosotros más información sobre el uso de estos terrenos y cómo podemos hacer que se usen correctamente de una manera que podemos compartir con las ciudades y con el condado, para que el uso sea lo máximo posible, y también de esa manera también ahorrarle dinero a nuestros administradores que están a cargo de las escuelas en particular. Esto yo lo estoy haciendo en este momento con Coral Gables Senior High, y ha tenido gran éxito, y espero que los otros miembros del Buró de Escuelas con esta información también puedan hacer lo mismo. Como siempre, doy las gracias por estar en sintonía hoy, por estar al tanto de lo que está ocurriendo en nuestra comunidad y en el condado de Miami Dade County, y espero que nos llamen a la oficina si tienen algunas preocupaciones o algo que quieren compartir, y hablar con ustedes pronto mientras nos preparamos para el empezar de las clases el 22 de agosto. Muchas gracias.